This video will help you to complete physical geography assignment number 1. From the outset, I'd like to say that if you need clarification based on this video or any other questions you might have about an assignment, let me know. I'm happy to make short videos that clarify things. For this assignment, you're going to choose some national park, probably in the lower 48, because it has to have this special 3D imagery that is associated with special Google imagery. And I've listed some national parks that I know have this sort of imagery. I'm going to go to one of the places that I've listed. It's actually a national monument, and it's called Devil's Tower. You can see it right here, the Devil's Tower National Monument. I've typed it into the search bar. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to zoom down to it. Now, once I've zoomed down to it, I'll want to turn off the little marker that's placed there. But what you'll see when we take a look at this is that it's got really great three-dimensional imagery. So I'm going to start by panning the screen so that I'm able to look at it. I'm going to sort of go to the south here and use my mouth and sort of pan upwards, and we can really see what this place looks like. It's very beautiful. And what I'd like you to do is collect several images showing different parts of whatever it is you're viewing. And then you're going to compare some of the features that you see in this imagery to how those features are represented in topographic maps. So I'm just going to do one right here. You can see there's a cool little shoulder feature right here. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to say File, Save, and I'm going to save it as an image. It will bring up a little menu. You can add a legend, you can add a title, and those sorts of things. I'm actually going to go to the map options, and I'm going to turn off the title and the legend. I just like to have the north arrow and a little scale bar on it. And then I'm going to click that and make it go away. Don't try to save that. What you want to do is save the image. And once you save that image, it will ask you where you want to save it. I'm not going to save it for the time being right here. But you can save it anywhere you need, and then you are going to email that image to me. Or if you want, you can put it into a document that, with the rest of the written text information that you have. So you're going to do this using a couple of different views. So I'm just going to sort of move here and create another view to look at another area. Choose another feature or so. I want you to choose at least 3 features that you highlight when you are taking a look at the imagery. In addition to this, one of the features at least should have latitude and longitude associated with it. So I'm going to turn this image save feature off right now. And then I'm going to click near one of these features and note the latitude and longitude at the bottom of the screen, which will appear down here. And you can see it's moved when I've moved away, but you'll want to register that latitude and longitude. You'll see that my latitude and longitude are set up in what are called degree decimals, which I talked a little bit about in the Introduction to Google Earth video. You can easily, by going to Tools, change the option and choose decimal degrees if yours shows degrees, minutes, and seconds. It's up to you what you want to do. But I think the decimal degrees are a little bit easier to work with because you can just take that number and you can plug it right into the search engine. This would be 44.59 comma minus 104.71, and it would take us right to that place. So this is the first thing that you have to do. Now the second thing that you have to do is go to the USGS Map Store. And when you are there, click on the Map Locator tool. And once you've clicked on that Map Locator tool, you should be able to click on the Map Locator itself right here. And I'm just going to type in Devil's Tower. And it might take a little bit to figure it out. For example, mine has a bit. I'm just going to change it. There it is, Devil's Tower, Wyoming. And you might have to play around a little bit with the search engine to get it to work, but mine worked pretty simply. And now it has placed a little pin on maps for that area. I'm going to zoom down, and you have to use a little plus sign to zoom down. And once I've done that, it shows that Devil's Tower right there. And if it's in the correct place, what you can do is you can click on that pin and click on View Products, and it will bring up a bunch of topographic maps that you're able to look at for this area. And I would like you to use a map scale of 1 to 24,000. And I recommend not using one of the ones that was made since 2010 or so, maybe even earlier than that, but instead go to one of the older ones. They just look a little bit better, I think you'll see. So I'm going to choose the 1984 one. And remember, mostly we're looking at physical features here, so the age isn't that important. And then I'm going to click on View, and it will spawn it up, and it makes it look like you have to buy it, but you don't. You can just view or download the PDF for free. And it's going to bring it up here, and it might take a little bit to do it, but you can see it's downloading right now, and I'm going to open it up. Okay, so now I've opened it up, and I'm going to zoom down on this as well. And what you might find as you zoom your way in is that you have to adjust the location a little bit to see whatever features you were trying to show. And this one is probably a little bit more difficult to show features on, but you can sort of see that little shoulder right here on the Devil's Tower that I talked about before. And then on the far side of Devil's Tower, there was a feature there that was sort of like a little cone shape, and that appears right here. What I want you to do is then take a look at how you can see it in Google Earth, which is very beautiful, but then try to appreciate how we can systematically view the contours and the topography of an area like Devil's Tower by looking at the brown contour lines. Each of these lines represents a change in elevation of a certain number of feet, and you can look down at the bottom of the map here, and you'll see it scales 1 to 24,000. And it also tells you that the contour interval is 20 feet. So every time we cross one of those brown lines, we go up or we go down 20 feet. And you can see these super brown lines, super dark brown lines, show 100-foot intervals. So from the bottom of Devil's Tower to the top, it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 800-foot elevation change, which is pretty impressive, actually. And we can see how tightly packed they are together because Devil's Tower is a tower and with very steep slopes, whereas the areas around it are much more sloping, and those might be some cool features that you want to talk about as well. Once you have done this, chosen 3 features, made a comparison between Google Earth and between the map, then I'd like you to just talk generally about the strength of a more GIS system like Google Earth and a topographic map like the one that we're looking at right now. Tell me what's good and what's bad about each of them in order of how it helps you visualize an area and understand what a place looks like. I want you to submit your essay along with the images and the map that you've downloaded as well onto Blackboard in the assignment area, and make sure that you look at the grading rubric before you do that to make sure that you've hit all the key things that you're supposed to have, including the latitude and longitude, so you don't lose any points. And I will try to get it graded and back to you as soon as I'm able.